Hello, YouTube. I should not have had coffee at 7 p.m., but I did, so here I am, making a video instead of sleeping at 12:30 at night. Caitlyn Jenner. She said something stupid in the media. And I don't even need to quote it because it doesn't matter what thing she said in the media. They tend to all be pretty stupid. So naturally, Twitter reacted, as Twitter does, with outrage. Because Caitlyn Jenner can't say what she said, and Twitter made sure she knew that. Which is why Caitlyn issued an apology saying that she doesn't mean to speak for trans people. Obviously, there are trans people who are less privileged than her, or don't have access to the same resources, or don't even have the same views that she has. And she's sorry. Then a whole bunch of activists are going to write for the Huffington Post and the Advocate and whatever other online publication and say, this is why Caitlyn Jenner is bad for the trans community. This is why she doesn't need a microphone. This is why we should stop talking about Caitlyn Jenner. And I think all these things are probably true. Caitlyn Jenner is an idiot. She probably doesn't need to be speaking about trans issues. People don't need to be interviewing her about trans issues. And the conspiracy theorists would say that the reason all of this happens is because every time Caitlyn says something controversial, sells lots of magazines, creates lots of clicks on TMZ or whatever website is going to cover it. And then all the, kind of neoliberal outrage machine can generate lots of clicks on, look how dumb Caitlyn is. And the conspiracy theorist says this is, what the media wants. This is what Caitlyn wants because she makes more money. This is what the liberals want because it can show how great allies they are, how great activists they are, how much better they are than Caitlyn because they know how to do trans activism better. The real politic person, someone a little bit maybe more cynical or just apathetic or whatever, pragmatic maybe, says that every time Caitlyn says or does something dumb in the media, and everybody rushes to say why this is problematic for the people who don't understand, who are just kind of sitting on the sidelines, it's actually a teachable moment. And I think there's probably legitimate discussion to be had around whether or not these are kind of good teachable moments to have, or if we could have these teachable moments some other way. But if Caitlyn Jenner was saying and doing all the right things, would she be getting as much press? I don't know. And I think it's kind of dumb to play the hypothetical that maybe this is the best way, or maybe this is just making lemonade out of lemons or whatever. But I think there's something to that view that we're having this discussion and we're talking about trans issues that I don't think we would have been talking about in a way that we wouldn't have been talking about them a few years ago. And Caitlyn Jenner is almost like the instructional, don't do this, do anything other than that. And while that's maybe not the best way to teach people things, it is a way to teach people things. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's not that trans people have to take whatever we can get when it comes to education, but that if we want to move the public needle forward, I don't know if it's the worst way, and I don't think a ton of people have come up with realistic, better ways just quite yet to get that much reach, at least. I think there are definitely better ways to teach, but in terms of getting that audience, you kind of have to attach it to the idiot Caitlyn Jenner star, I guess, which is kind of sad and pathetic, but that's where we are.